Greetings fellow humans, welcome back. Today I have some exciting news about the Frozen Wilds DLC coming to Horizon Zero Dawn in just less than a month. I'm so excited! I'm going to be doing a full playthrough of the DLC just like I did for the base game, so you can expect that come November 7th. Now onto this hot fresh news that I found while scrolling through Twitter. I was minding my own business, going through my news feed, and I saw this post by Guerrilla Games where they shared the environmental trailer for the Frozen Wilds, and it looks simply gorgeous. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave a link on the screen and in the description down below, so definitely check that out. It's a pretty short video, just shows off the environment of the game, but it is beautiful. Anyway, I was looking through the comments on this post and discovered this gentleman's comment, whose name I've blurred out for obvious security reasons. And he asked if the Frozen Wilds was going to be someplace added to the map where we could travel on foot, or if it was going to be something we needed to access through fast travel or through the use of an in-game menu. Which seems pretty standard nowadays. You don't usually just have an addition to the map in games when a DLC is added. It's usually just through a menu, or you have to fast travel there, or some weird gimmick. But Guerrilla Games' response to this was simply priceless. Check this out. Oh yes! That is what I wanted to hear. This means that we're going to be able to just walk straight up north from Karja territory and be in the Frozen Wilds. No menus, no loading screens, no fast travel, although I'm sure you can fast travel there from the base world. But this is really awesome. I'm really hoping that we're able to just seamlessly walk straight up north into this territory, because what I'm worried about here is I don't want to walk up north to some kind of a gate or a doorway or some kind of a something or other, and then have the screen go black, and then we spawn into the Frozen Wilds. I want it to be seamless. I don't want there to be any loading screens, although I'm sure that's probably a rather unrealistic expectation. But hey, you never know. Guerrilla Games really blew me away with Horizon Zero Dawn. So if they keep up this streak and they keep doing good like they have done so far, hopefully we get a completely seamless experience where we can just walk to and from this place on foot with no loading screens. That would be seriously awesome. But wait, there's more. I found another thread where this gentleman asked if the Frozen Wilds takes place after Aloy's journey, or is it something that players can access regardless of their playthrough status? And Guerrilla Games responded with, "You don't need to finish the main story to enjoy the Frozen Wilds." This has me a little confused and ever so slightly concerned. For those of you who watched my last Frozen Wilds video, which, by the way, there are major spoilers for the main story in that video, so if you plan on playing the game and you don't know anything about it yet, do not watch my previous video. I won't talk about the spoilers in here, so you're safe. But for those of you who did watch that video, you know that I made a theory, and that theory revolves heavily around something that happens at the end of the game. So if you're able to access the Frozen Wilds before finishing the story, that might just put the nail in the coffin for my theory. And that leaves me wondering just what this DLC is going to be about. Guerrilla Games could be employing a play on words here. Maybe players can access the location of the Frozen Wilds without finishing the main story, but perhaps they can't play through the Frozen Wilds until you finish the main game. This would not be the first time developers have tweaked or twisted the truth just a tiny bit to set our expectations in the right place. For example, we were told that we could not play as Ellie in The Last of Us, and look what happened with that. We were also told that the world of Infamous Second Son was going to be larger than the world of Infamous 1, which wasn't necessarily true. Everyone thought this meant that the physical size of the world was going to be bigger, but once we got our hands on the game, we realized that it was just the amount of detail in the world that was bigger. The physical size was not that different. So we'll just have to wait and see on this one. Going down a bit further, we find this guy, who asked if the Frozen Wilds was going to be the only piece of DLC we'll get for Horizon. And Guerrilla Games pretty much just came out and said, yes, this is the only expansion for Horizon Zero Dawn. Which is pretty standard for games nowadays. I mean, with Second Son, you got First Light. With Uncharted 4, you got The Lost Legacy, even though Lost Legacy is more of its own game rather than a DLC. With The Last of Us, you got Left Behind, and with Bloodborne, you got The Old Hunters. So this is pretty standard, and I'm not too disappointed by this. Especially if there's a sequel, which, after playing through the whole game, yeah, there's definitely going to be a sequel, and I am really excited. And last, but certainly not least, we come to this comment. Now we just need a TV show based on the Zero Dawn project. 4 to 5 story-driven seasons would be perfect. Well, you know, I am going to school for video production, and if I was to say the thought of making a TV show based on Horizon Zero Dawn did not cross my mind, I'd be lying. But all I'm going to say about that right now is, wait and see, my friend. Wait and see.